Showtime is here, no time to fear. Carell is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Carell is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
40,000 people told to get out over Memorial Day. Why? We'll tell you, and what's going on with that. Also, you won't, yes you will. I would say you won't believe what happened from Washington, but you will. You'll believe it, because nothing shocks you.
Now it's showtime.
It is the Carell Show. I am Carell. Happy Tuesday, May 26th. I hope you had a grand and glorious Memorial Day. Unlike anyone that lived in Garden Grove who was waiting for imminent doom. We will talk about that and so much more on today's show as the winds pick up here in Las Vegas today. Going to be over 50 miles an hour, so quite a day. The American Music Awards here last night. Queen Latifah, who's finally dealing with her lesbianism, was here. And a lot of A-listers, Benson Boone on down the line. Welcome to Vegas, everyone. Now go home. And what did you do for Memorial Day? I spent a lot of time worrying about what I was going to do. I know that sounds odd, but since I don't really have a ton of friends, I have Steve and then my friends from the park. I had no one to do anything with. So Ember and I went to the movies and saw possibly the best movie I've seen of the year. It's called The Sheep Detective. Oh my God. Heartwarming, funny, tear-jerking. Just a wonderful movie. Hugh Jackman, Emma Thompson, Nick Galantis, he's the new It guy. He's going to be the He-Man guy. All kinds of wonderful people in the movie. And the sheep. How marvelous were the sheep. And it's really an Agatha Christie movie with the sheep as detectives. Absolutely charming. I cannot rave enough about it. I recommend everybody go see it. It is so very, very good. It is called The Sheep Detective, and I really enjoyed it. It was great. We went to the Orleans to see it, and we had a ball. I was guffawing out loud. I'm that person in the theater, you can hear my laughter everywhere, and I was just guffawing out loud, and then, oh my God, I cried twice. I cried big, ugly tears twice. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It's almost why I don't go see these feel-good movies, because they always have a little drama in them, and they'll feel good, and I cry. I'm a crybaby. I admit that. And so, yeah, no, it was great fun. Really enjoyed The Sheep Detective. If you get a chance to go see it, go see it. Did not see Mandalorian yet. Going to go see that later this week. What else did I do? Oh, yeah. What's the movie I just watched last night on Apple TV? Have Fun, Don't Die. Don't worry, have fun, don't die. I think that's the name of it. I'll have to double check that. But oh my God, it was such a profound movie about AI. Let me look up the name of it. I think it's something, have fun, don't die. Have fun, don't die. Good luck, have fun, don't die. That's the name of the movie. And it's just, is that Sebastian Stan that's in it? I think it is. Sam Rockwell, Haley Lou Richardson, Juno Temple, Michael Pena. Really, really good movie. Very profound and very depressing. Good luck, have fun, don't die. In fact, it kept me awake for a majority of the night. It did. And let me tell you why. AI, the whole movie's about AI, okay? And the genie for AI is out of the bottle, okay? And humans aren't smart enough to restrict big business from having access to this technology. We won't stop them. We're going to let them. And they're going to tell you that it's for your benefit. There's going to be new medicines and there's going to be new this. Yeah, that's true. But there's also going to be an economic cataclysm of which we are not prepared, or for which we are not prepared. For instance, last night when I went to bed, I started thinking about two things. First of all, there's the change in the national HOA and condo rules for the sale of your condo. My life's worth is in this condo. And suddenly, this year, I may be broke. Why? Because they're changing the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac lending criteria to where they go in, they look at the HOA and make sure it's got at least 15% in reserve. Not a lot due, because that's a lot of money. For us, it would be like $200,000 in reserve. Number two, they look at pending litigation. They look at deferred maintenance. They look at all of it. And if you don't pass, they don't let you get financed, which means cash only. And and then your price goes down. And most places in Vegas aren't going to pass.
If you're not visiting reallycorel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast, videos, and the blog, including recipes at reallycorel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know.
So this is a real issue that's going to affect you if you own a condo, or the owner of your unit if you're renting. It's going to make it much harder for people in condos to sell their properties. And it's frightening to me, because I don't think my HOA is going to pass muster. I really don't. I mean, although yesterday, there is so little hope. Yesterday, there was a duck in the pool yesterday, with a pool by my house. Well, she's been there for a week. But yesterday, she had 4 ducklings in our chlorinated pool, and they couldn't hop out. She could, they couldn't. So everyone's just saying, what do I do? What do I do? So I went in there, and I got a chaise lounge, and I put it on the staircase and submerged part of it, and then put the other part up on the lip of the pool, and then spent 15 minutes herding ducks, 4 baby ducks and their mother, so they would go up the little ramp that I made and out of the pool. And they finally did. And then one little duck kept falling over because he was soaking wet, and he'd fall on his back and couldn't flip over. So I flipped him over twice, and he caught up with mom. And then I researched what to feed them, because I thought, well, they must be hungry. The animal control does not handle ducks. They say they're domestic animals, and we don't handle them. So I don't know who I'm going to call today to help with our duck problem. And the HOA was of no help whatsoever. So that's why I worry about our HOA. They're pretty useless. And if I can't sell this house, or if I can't get financing to sell the house, then my property value goes down, my nest egg goes down, and I'm screwed. And this is happening to a lot of people all over the country. It is a huge issue. It is going underreported. Fannie and Freddie have changed the rules for borrowing on a condo, and they're going to fully scrutinize the HOA before they loan the money. That's not good. Second of all, so that kept me awake. Second of all, after watching Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, I'm in the entertainment industry, and so much already is being replaced by AI. My pension is tied to the SAG-AFTRA Health Fund, okay? And that fund is just like Social Security. People have to pay into it for them to be able to pay out of it. Well, if half of the people in my industry are going to be replaced by AI, who's going to pay in? I'd like a pension for 20 or 30 years. I don't want to have a pension for 7 years. So last night I went to bed very worried that my condo was going to devalue and I wouldn't be able to sell it, and that over the next 5 or 10 years, both my pensions, my SAG-AFTRA and Social Security, are going to go away. I really pictured myself as one of the homeless over in Desert Breeze Park. I was literally thinking, just please don't let Ember be alive. Let it be 5 to 7 years down the line. That's what I was thinking last night. And partly because of the movie Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Because we are not smart enough to create the regulations and the restrictions for AI before advancing the technology. We're letting these rich billionaires destroy the environment, take up too much energy, take up too much infrastructure, take up too much water to build data centers for this massive AI that is going to replace us. You know, we live in the gig economy, they call it. Those gigs are going to go away. Zoosk and Waymo are going to replace Uber and Lyft. And I guarantee you Uber and Lyft are going to start buying Waymo and Zoosk cars, fully automated. So if you're an Uber driver, within 2 to 3 years, your job is gone. If you drive for DoorDash or whatever for extra cash, restaurants are already using robots, and that's only going to continue. We are inventing technology to make us obsolete because the rich don't care if we're obsolete. You see, they think they'll never be obsolete. They own the tech. People will be, they could never make another dollar and be fine. So they don't care about us. And so many of your jobs, my jobs, our jobs are in danger right now, and we're not stopping or limiting the technology. And it really might take someone coming back from the future to put those limitations on the AI before it's created. I don't know. Because people in the present certainly are not interested in it. I mean, really, it's going to, I was talking to my friend this morning. He's a realtor. I thought, well, it's going to take most of your jobs. Maybe not the agent part, going out and meeting people and showing them the homes, but it's going to take all the paperwork part and all the transaction coordinating part and all the escrow part. It's going to do that. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people employed at escrow companies, transaction coordinators, that sort of stuff. People who cross the T's and dot the I's, they'll be gone. And not in 20 years, not in 30 years, probably within 5. And so we are not set up for this transition, and yet we're making it. We have allowed AI to step in and start controlling like everything we do, and we're not building in safeguards to protect humans. And it's because the owners of the tech don't care about humans. They're rich. Sam Altman gives 2 fucks about you or I. He doesn't care about our jobs. And so I watched these movies, both of them. One was charming and wonderful and used AI. You know, I love The Sheep Detective. It's a great movie. I guarantee you some of the sheep are AI. Not animators sitting there animating like they used to, but AI. And then I saw this Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and I really went to bed thinking, we're screwed, and humans have a death wish. I mean, we really do. Think about it. You know, we create technology to make us obsolete. We create technology that's going to destroy the planet. We create technology that's going to take our jobs. What is wrong? What's wrong with us? Don't we want to survive? You know, it's like most of us are not worried about long-term survival. Whatever. And so I guess I shouldn't worry about long-term survival either. I should just live for the day, live for the moment, use it up, wear it out. You know, use it up, wear it out, honey. Yes, thanks for reminding people. Hit the like button. You know, subscribe to the channel. I thought a lot about the show this last 4 days of not doing it and how I really enjoy not talking. I didn't pay attention to anything that asshole did. Not a thing. I mean, obviously the big headlines. Oh, the war with Iran is almost over. And now today, U.S. attacks Iran, Iran retaliating. That's not almost over. Okay? I know that Trump has a warped sense of almost, but that ain't almost over. That's still raging. So then all weekend long, I was worried about my friend Scott in Kyiv. Places all around him were bombed in the worst Russian attack where they used a hypersonic missile that could have carried a nuclear warhead, and it hit within 3 blocks of where Scott was. So was worried about him. And this whole show sort of has a theme today, which is humans are basically idiots because we're letting the rich run the show and create technology to get rid of us, the poor. But more importantly, humans do not act in their own best interest more often than not. You know, more often than not, we act against our own best interest, which explains Donald Trump. You know, he certainly isn't in our best interest or the nations of the world. And yet, you know, I'm tired of seeing people like Cory Booker post, In just 4 short days, Trump did this, Trump did this, Trump did this. And it's like, and what did you fucking do to stop it? Nothing. If the Democrats are so powerless, go home. Don't take your salary for the next 3 years or until the midterms. Just go home. Don't posting on social media about how bad Trump is while you're a seated congressperson or senator does us no good. Because, hun, I hate to break it to you, but you're the people who are supposed to stop this and protect us. A little crazy thinking there, a little weird thinking, but it's like you, Congress, you're who's supposed to protect us from an out-of-control president, and you're not. And all the Democrats can say is we're powerless. We can't do a thing. I really think the Democrats are just sitting back and watching Trump do whatever he can do so they'll win. I think they're just going to let him and MAGA Republicans destroy as much as they can. So when we're in October, they can say, oh, look, you did this, you did that. When the reverse of that is, and what the fuck did you do? Unfortunately for us, not much. They're really, they're kind of useless. I was trying to make a joke there and think of something as useless as a Democrat in Congress right now, but I really can't think of anything that has, there is useless. The Congress is as useless as a straight man to a lesbian. There we go. Truly. I mean, it's pointless. And so we don't serve our own best interest as humans. We are allowing data centers to be built that are going to destroy our planet so we can make cute images with Claude or ChatGPT. We are allowing AI to progress, and it's going to take our jobs and alter everything about modern day life, and no regulations, no nothing, just Wild West. Go ahead and do it. And now the story that really I worried about all weekend long, because I have very dear friends that live in Garden Grove, California. I used to live in Garden Grove, California. I met Andrew in Garden Grove, California. A lot of my friends, I mean, I'm in Orange County. I lived in Orange County of the 43 years I lived in Southern California, I lived in Orange County for 20 of those. So, Garden Grove, Westminster. So, of course, this chemical tank that was going to explode or going to leak and then didn't, but they evacuated 40,000 people at their own expense. My friend Brandon, they live in the area, a quarter mile away. No one booked them a hotel. No one paid for their lodging. They had to escape. And what if he didn't have the money for a hotel? They were terrified. And they had the same question I did. What the actual fuck is this kind of chemical doing in the middle of a densely populated area? Why, as humans, do we do this? I don't understand. We build these places right in population centers and fill them with chemicals that can kill us. And how many times have you heard about an explosion at some plant and, 50 people dead or 1,000 homes destroyed? Why we have nothing but land? 97% of American land is not occupied. 100% of America lives in 3% of the land. Why do we not? Why aren't these chemical plants and these chemical tanks and all of this other crap on the outskirts of the city? I don't care what it takes to transport them. Why are they in the middle of urban centers to where you can literally terrify 40,000 people over one tank? One tank. I do not understand it. I don't get it. It's like building houses in Tornado Alley. Why? It's called Tornado Alley. There are so many other places in our country that you could build a house. You don't have to live where tornadoes come barreling through. 97% of let me double check that statistic. Let me launch a chat GPT here and we will get the actual statistic. How do I phrase the question? That's the whole thing. Of the entire land in the United States, how much is occupied versus how much is empty? Is that a good way to phrase it, do you think? The continental United States can feel full when you're in cities, but in reality, most of the land is sparsely populated. Total U.S. land area, 3.5 million square miles. Population, 340 million people. Average density, 97 people per square mile. About 40% is grazing land, 30% is forest, 20% is cropland. Only 6% is urban development. Okay, there we go. So 94% of our land, not occupied. 100% of us live on 4 to 6% of the land. That's it. The rest of the country, not occupied. So why on earth do we have these toxic chemicals in the middle of neighborhoods, by schools, by grocery stores? That makes no sense. It's like they want to capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and bury it underground. Yeah. Have you seen what happens when one of those pipelines breaks? People die because it sticks close to the ground and poisons everybody. Animals, people. Not a good idea. They're doing it. Oh, yeah. They do it. Keep on doing it.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
So what a weekend, huh? I mean, really. Oh, and another shooting at the White House. So he changes his schedule, right, to stay at the White House. He's at Walter Reed today for his 3rd annual physical in 1 year, okay? No, I'm sorry, 4th. His 4th annual physical in 1 year. I don't think they know what annual means, okay? So an annual physical is when you go to the doctor once a year. If you go to the doctor 4 times a year, you have a condition. I know. I have conditions. So they're going to lie. And of course, afterwards, they're going to be, oh, he's perfectly healthy. There has never been a person more healthy. He is the picture of health. We know that's not true. How do I know? People who are the picture of health don't go in for full physicals 4 times in 13 months. Okay? They don't have CTs. They don't have MRIs. He's had all of this. They don't have bruised hands from IVs. He does. So they're going to say he's perfectly healthy. He's not. But he stays at the White House over the long weekend, does not go to Don Jr.'s wedding. And what do you know? There's a shooting. Color me surprised. And what's his first response? This is why we need a ballroom. So now, when there's a school shooting, I fully anticipate the principal to walk out and go, this is why our school needs a ballroom. Yep. I fully, whenever there's a mass shooting at a mall, I fully expect the chief of police to walk out and say, this is why every mall should have a ballroom. Because that appears to be the answer to all gun-related issues, a ballroom. So any gun-related issue, the answer is a ballroom. We should be building them at every school, every nightclub, every supermarket. They should all have ballrooms attached. That way, when there's a mass shooting, we can all go dance? I'm not sure how his ballroom's going to save him, but he says it is. So, yeah, that was his response. Another shooting. This man, I mean, truly, it's as if he's got a stake tied to his ass and a dog is following him around. Shootings follow him wherever he goes. And that's because they're all fake. They're all ploys. They're all staged. This was staged as well. Show me the body. Oh, there was a person killed, Carell. Really? Show me the body. Let me see it. You know, I'm not... Charlie Kirk, where's his body? We saw him fall. That's it. No funeral, no casket. Where's his body? I'm not buying it anymore. It's just, he is the boy who cried wolf. Every time the man changes his diaper, there's a shooting. And so I don't believe any of it. But that happened this weekend. Allegedly, the Secret Service killed somebody. I haven't seen a body. I haven't seen body cam footage. I haven't seen, we have the right to see that, but no. All I've heard about is ballroom. Ballroom, ballroom, ballroom. Shooting, ballroom, shooting, ballroom, shooting, ballroom. And so that's the answer to gun violence in America. Who knew the answer to 40,000 people a year dying of gun deaths was a ballroom? It was right there in front of us all the time, people. How did we not see it? You need a place to be able to eat expensive food and dance the cha-cha in order to be safe from guns. Let them eat cake. That's what the White House is turning into. I hadn't seen a lot of it. Have you? Oh, my God. The hallways, the Oval, it's all so ugly and hideous and gold. He turned it into a fucking cheap brothel. It looks like a wedding chapel in Vegas. It's just tacky. It is so tacky. I hope whoever the next president is takes it all out and takes down his little photo array of the past presidents that doesn't even have, I'm so, see, my blood pressure is raising. I'm talking about him. I didn't talk about him all for 4 days and my blood pressure didn't raise. I didn't look at the news. I did hear about, shooting ballroom. What if he gets shot in the ballroom? What happened? So we wasted the money? If they build and by the way, the ballroom won't be finished until his term is over. So what, does he think it's inflatable? I mean, does he think it's made out of Legos? Even if they started construction on the ballroom, like in earnest right now, it would not be done until he is done. So how is it going to protect him? It's not. It won't be done. I don't see that. It's a grift. That's because the grift is the point, not the ballroom. The grift. Like selling phones that don't exist and making so much money off of your Bitcoin that the family offers. And, oh, yeah, the crypto. He's such a, it's mind-boggling, the grift that's going on. And where does that end? Congress ain't stopping that. He's gotten $4 billion while in office. He's made $4 billion with a B while in office. And he needs a ballroom. Let them eat cake. Then we've got the brown shirts that are the January 6ers. And now it's come out that if this slush fund of his is approved, they will get money. They will get money. Commit treason, get paid. That could be a t-shirt. Commit treason, get paid. Mass shooting, ? Ballroom. Now, I should make that shirt. Gun violence, ? Ballroom. Because that's obviously the answer, right? A ballroom. It's the answer. National security. All we all need are ballrooms. We don't need bunkers. We don't need civil defense shelters. We need ballrooms. Well, here in Vegas, we've got a lot of them. I guess if there's any gun violence, I should run to one of them. What a world. So back to the tank in Garden Grove. How many of you know your neighborhood? Truly. Like within 1 mile of your house. How many of you know everything within that mile? Do you drive by a large tank? Is there a large tank near your house? Do you know what's in the tank? Do you know what's underground in your neighborhood? Is there a way for you to find out what's in your neighborhood? You think. Do realtors have to disclose you're near a death trap? I've got the answers.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Corralcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carell Cast, driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carell Cast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carell Cast, driving you home or driving you crazy.
You know, his health is poor, but he thinks he's going to live forever and get a third term, because why else would he care about the ballroom? It ain't going to be done until he's done. He thinks he's going to use it, which means he thinks he's going to stay there. And do we have a vice president anymore? Because I sure have lost track of J.D. Vance. Is he under there? Ember, is he under the chair with you? Where are you, Em? Where are you, little girl? I know there's wind outside, so she's hiding. Oh, we're trying her on the Rimadyl for her mouth. She's doing this chewing, bottom jaw quivering. And she didn't do it right after the dental. And so ChatGPT said, well, maybe it's because the Rimadyl was taking away the cause. You know, the symptom. And so yesterday I thought, she started doing it a lot. I thought, well, let me try the Rimadyl. So I put her on it yesterday, which her doctor agrees with. He called me today. He said, yes, let's put her on it for a week and see if it slows way down. And if it does, at least we know we're chasing an inflammatory or painful response. He goes, it's not her teeth. We did all that. So he doesn't know. There's a blood test at $640. I'm going to try to get that approved today through insurance. Hopefully they'll improve it. It's a blood titer to see if she has MMM, which is a disease where her immune system will attack the tendons in her jaw. It is treatable with an immune suppressant, and they can live years with it. And she's 11, so if she could live 3 to 5 years with it, then okay, we're good. But so I'm trying to, make her comfortable. But it's windy out, and she hides in the wind. I don't know why. She hides under things, under the buffet, under the counters. She hides when it's windy outside, and it's windy outside. So we got that going. That was my weekend. My weekend was worrying about her jaw. I spent most of the weekend worrying about her jaw. The famotidine is not really working, so we're trying everything. So worrying about her jaw, worrying about money, the HOA and the new Fannie and Freddie rules for selling and all of that. I worried about that a lot. I'm still worried about that. Helping a duck in the pool and seeing a movie. That was my weekend. I didn't want to look at the news. Some of it bled over into my real life. Like, oh, we're almost done with the Iran war. And then suddenly, no, we're attacking Iran and they're attacking us. He has a really weird idea of what done means. Someone should explain to him that when you say you're done, it means you're finished. So if the war is almost done, it means you're finished. No more bombs. But he's lobbing missiles. So now Iran is threatening retaliation. That's not done. That's called escalation. Yeah. And then the shooting. Oh, God. It barely made news now. Shootings at Donald Trump they're like mass shootings now. We barely pay attention. Oh, yeah, another someone else shot at Trump. No one cares anymore. All they care about is, did they hit him? And they say that optimistically, not with dread, like, oh, is he hurt? Oh, no. Now people are like, oh, did they hit him? Imagine having millions and millions of people throughout the world hoping that you are the victim of gun violence. There are millions of people in America and the world that every time they hear about someone shooting at Donald Trump, they actually hope that they got him. That's just, I hated George W. Bush. I didn't want him, I didn't root for anyone to be able to kill him or shoot at him or injure him. And I hate Donald Trump, but I truly don't want him shot. I mean, that's just kind of ridiculous. It's Congress. That's who should remove him, not a mad gunman. I'd like to believe we have checks and balances and a form of government that works and that violence is not the way. But it just seems to follow him. How many shooting attempts? There was more assassination attempts on him in the last 2 years than I've gotten laid. And that's sad for both Donald Trump and myself. But it's true. The last 2 years, he's been shot at like 4 or 5 times. Why? And how is everyone such a bad shot? They walk into a gay bar, they kill 50 people. They walk into a mall, they kill 30 people. They walk into a grocery store, they kill 12 people. 4 attempts and he's not even wounded? Because nothing even hit his ear. And I don't believe anyone died.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast, videos, and the blog, including recipes at reallycorrell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know.
Okay, so you know how I like to scroll and then do a little thing here on the show called The Scroll. I follow this chef. His name is Chef Stuart O'Keefe. He's gay, and Chelsea Handler posted him. She was doing a matchmaking service for gays, Chelsea Handler. So she posted his picture, and I DM'd him. I said, well, if I stood a chance. But he was nice. He DM'd me back and such. So I follow him, and he's a chef, and he's Irish. So, you know, but he didn't ask me out. But whatever. And so I saw this in his feed, and it's not anything that's new. In fact, there's a whole genre of videos. And I guess this is one of those old people I don't understand things. But let me show you the video, and then and this is he is not alone. There are millions of these videos every day. Millions, not making that up. Millions of these are posted every day. Take a look. Okay, so I posted the comment, I don't get these videos. Are we supposed to be proud of you because you know how to get dressed and have garanimals or something so you know what matches? Like, are you showing off your... Because, you know, I'm of the generation where if someone stood outside your door or window and watched you get dressed, you could call the police and have them arrested. Okay? If you're in a dressing room at a department store, Macy's, and they broadcast on the internet you getting dressed in the dressing room, I would think you could sue them. But millions of people every day post videos of themselves getting dressed. Why? Fashion tips? Okay. But what happened to going to stores you like, looking at stuff on the rack? What happened to salespeople helping you pick something? Fashion consultants. Why on earth do we need 1 million videos a day, per day? They're called GRWM. Have you ever seen those letters online? GRWM. Get ready with me. That's what they're called. There's a whole class. You could go on Instagram or TikTok and do a search of GRWM videos, and thousands of videos of people getting dressed will pop up. Now, it's good for engagement because they're half naked first, and the algorithm, such a prudish nation, but the algorithm prioritizes nudity, just so you know. Many famous people do shirtless videos. Cheyenne Jackson does all the time, and he does it for engagement. Okay, so a lot of stars do. Mateo Lane, a really fabulous, handsome gay comic, Now he's posting tons of pictures of himself in his underwear along with his comedy. So these get ready with me videos, they attract clicks. But I'm old. I'm old. I don't get it. Why should we be proud of you? Because I prefer to see you once you're dressed. Dress in a nice outfit. Show us the outfit. You don't have to show us putting it on. We know how to get dressed. Most of us know how to put on shoes and buckle a belt and tie our shoes. We know how to do this. This is not instructional. And when did, and it's not just gay men doing this, by the way. Straight men and women are doing this. When did straight men become so concerned with what they're wearing? And you don't really see these from Appalachia. You get ready with me videos where they're wearing, Daisy Dukes and crop tops. You don't really see that. I don't understand these videos. Do you all understand these videos? How many of you have seen these videos online? How many? If you're online at all, you've seen them. I don't get this trend. Get ready with me. GRWM videos. I don't get it. Do men not know how to dress? Are straight men, are you really that dense that you don't know how to color coordinate and match? And where's the individuality? You know what? Don't watch someone else get dressed and watch what they're wearing and then go buy it. I have never done that, ever. I have most of my clothes no one else has. As you all know. Most of the things I wear when I go out, not a lot of men wear. And that's fine with me. But truly, I don't understand these videos. They come on in their underwear. They all start in their underwear. Always. Always. They come on in their underwear and they put on their clothes. I prefer a video where I see you get naked. Take off your clothes and take off your underwear. Then that's an interesting video. But just getting dressed, don't you know how? It's like, I'm so proud of you. You can get dressed. And these people that scream, we don't have any money to buy houses. We don't have any money. We don't have any money to pay for gas. And then you see their closet and there's 70 pairs of shoes and, 18 bracelets and 22 watches. And, and it's like, I don't get it. See, this is why we're doomed. This is what people are watching during the day on social media. You've got to see good luck, have fun, don't die. You've got to see it. Because they show the kids in classes just sitting there like this in class. And the teacher can't get their attention. And a lot of schools still don't have a no cell phone policy. And they show how they're scrolling, how quickly they're swiping. They're literally staying on things for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then they're swiping. And it's just not good. Oh, Lord. I don't understand these videos. Someone help me. Help me, dear Lord, understand them. Why must you get ready in front of a camera in your closet and post it for the entire world to see? Why? How many of you feel we need to see these people get dressed? How many? How many of you actually believe there's no harm in it? And these are the same people that will scream. If that guy, Chef O'Keefe, went to a bar in that outfit and I walked up and grabbed his ass, oh, God, would he have a problem? But you just put it all over the internet. You just put yourself in your underwear for millions and millions of people to see. But if someone touches you, that's going too far? No. You won't prance around in your underwear online. If someone grabs you, par for the course, honey. Okay? No, Carell, there are boundaries. Yeah. One of them should be your dressing room door. That should be a boundary. Okay? Everyone should stay on the other side of it. Why even have doors in dressing rooms now? Why not put cameras outside of them? Let everybody stream getting ready. Why not? All right. Patreon.com/Really Carell is how you support the show. Patreon, patreon.com/Really Carell. If we are to exist and continue, then I need your support. Thank you to everyone that already is a patron. And if you're not, become one at patreon.com, patreon.com/Really Carell. My name is spelled Karel, and really is Really. So Really Carell. And of course, if you want to join in on the show when we're live, it's youtube.com/Really Carell, youtube.com/Really Carell. Leave comments there. You can comment live during the show. You can leave comments underneath the show. What are some other video trends that you don't understand? I don't understand the get ready, GRWM. I don't understand the get ready with me videos. I don't understand why people feel the need to get dressed in front of the world. That is the one thing that used to be very private. At stores, dressing rooms are very private, often have people standing outside guarding them. You couldn't just if I'm one of these people that if I see a shirt I like in a store, I will stand next to the rack, pull off my shirt, try on the other shirt. I don't go to the dressing room. And I get frowned upon. I always have. I won't do pants out there. But I will try on a shirt. I won't take a shirt to the dressing room. Why? Just pull off your shirt and try it on. I don't have boobs. Well, I did for a long time. But you know what I mean. But why? Nowadays, you can just go on TikTok or Instagram and watch someone get ready. Why not have everyone just get dressed and try on clothes right by the racks? Why even have dressing rooms? But what are some the other things are those mukbang videos. There are people who have millions of followers. And what do? They eat. I'm making that up. And they don't just eat. They eat messy foods. Drippy, messy foods. And they sit there and they eat it. And millions of people watch them eat. That's how sick we are as a people. We are so sick that there are people starving in our neighborhoods. There are neighbors who can't afford food, and yet we will log on and watch people eat on their Instagram feed. I don't get it. I don't get it. We're headed in just the wrong direction on so many fronts. And we're going there with gusto. We're going there full steam ahead. It's like AI. We are making ourselves obsolete full steam ahead. There's no brakes on AI. There's no real regulations, nothing. Nope, full steam ahead. Why? Because the rich want it that way. And should we be full steam ahead on it? No. But we are. And social media. That movie, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, it attributes social media to the death of our culture. Literally. We have an apocalyptic future because of AI coupled with social media. Social media turns us into idiots and AI takes over. I can totally see that happening. Because you see it happening now. Social media has turned people into frickin' morons. It's divided us more than anything else. It's caused really unintelligent people to have a voice. It's caused haters to be able to have a voice and post their hateful comments everywhere. Social media is not good for us. We know that. For all its benefits, it doesn't. See, that's what we never weigh. Every time we always say, oh, but it's got its benefits. Yes, there are some benefits to social. Look, if you get cancer, you lose weight, right? That's a benefit, isn't it? People with cancer lose weight. You don't need the Ozempic or the Wegovy. You just need the cancer. So should we all hope we get cancer because then we'll lose weight? That's what AI is. AI is a horrible cancer that's going to take over our world. But hey, you lose some weight. It's got some positive benefits. I'm sure there are some poisons that have positive benefits. Yes, but you hallucinate before you die, and it's beautiful. Truly. I'm sure a lot of terrible, negative, horrible things have a couple positive side effects. Does that mean we should pursue them? Idolize them? Indoctrinate them? Social media has no redeeming quality whatsoever. None. We could get news and information another way, and we could connect with each other another way. In the movie, at the end, Wi-Fi and social media goes out. And you should see how the public is in disarray. They're all, how are we going to talk to each other? Well, here's a phone. What does that do? Well, you call them and speak to them. What? You mean every time I want to get a message to somebody or call or talk to somebody, I'm going to have to call them? I can't text them. I can't post on their post. That's right. You'll have to call them. And they're horrified. They're horrified that they actually have to physically call somebody. Social media needs to go. It needs to go. Oh, Rachel, you're just catching up on the crash. Oh, yeah. Yep. The crash. Rachel's all, she's guilty. I don't know. Did y'all see the crash on Netflix? Her name is Mackenzie Shrilla, and she's in the news again. I don't know that she's guilty. I mean, maybe she is, but she could not have known she was going to survive that crash. She hit a brick wall doing 90 miles per hour. You don't expect to live through that. So was it a suicide murder pact where she just didn't die?
Is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
I mean, she cray-cray. She crazy. But did she expect to live? You crash into a wall doing 95. I wouldn't expect to live. But she did. She was the only one. She killed the two guys in the car. And she killed them. I mean, they did. But did she expect to live? I don't know. Is she guilty of murder, though? Murder? I mean, vehicular manslaughter, yes. But murder? Murder means, intent and all of that. Premeditation. I think it was manslaughter. Vehicular manslaughter. That's what I think. But I don't know how she thought she was going to live crashing into a wall at 95 miles per hour. Just don't know. Well, what a show. What a weekend, right? I mean, what a weekend. We had people in terror, like Godzilla was taking over Garden Grove, 40,000 people evacuating to area hotels. No one paying for it, all because in the middle of their nice little residential neighborhood was a tank filled with polymer, a polymer that they use in super glue and all kinds of other things. What is that doing in the middle of a residential neighborhood? I mean, really, why? What's it doing there? Move it. Once they stabilize this, move the fucking plant. And then Trump, another shooting attempt. So his answer, ballroom. 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 He's got like ballroom Tourette's. Every time someone asks him a question about something major, ballroom. He truly has ballroom Tourette's. Ballroom. 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 That's him. Everything you ask him. Ballroom. Well, the economy, sir. Let's talk about the price of gas. Well, if I had a ballroom, gas would go down. Okay. Let's the cost of groceries, sir. If I had a ballroom, groceries would be affordable. They ain't. I went grocery shopping yesterday, just bought produce. Nothing else. Produce. $49. Produce. That's it. And not enough produce to fill a fruit stand. Okay? Although, I guess that's what my house could be called, huh? But not enough, just enough for the week. Bananas, kiwis, pineapple, a melon, watermelon, and so a Picasso melon. Never heard of it. It's tasty. But 2 melons, a pineapple, some bananas, strawberries, kiwi, raspberries, blueberries, mandarin oranges. $50. The oranges alone were $6 for a bag at the Clementines. $6. They fall from trees. It's so ridiculous. And what's the answer? Ballroom. Lower grocery prices? Ballroom. Gun safety? Ballroom. Nuclear attack? Ballroom. War with Iran? Ballroom. How much grift does he have involved in this ballroom that he needs it built so badly? How many companies, is he bending over for with this ballroom? Because he truly he's obsessed. Meanwhile, his son's getting married and he doesn't go. Why? So he can stage a shooting attempt to get a ballroom. I'm sorry, son. Do you have a ballroom at your wedding? No. Well, then I'm not coming. Had Don Jr. gotten married in a ballroom, Trump might have gone. Well, it's in a ballroom, Donald. Oh, I'll be safe there. He must go from ballroom to ballroom. That's how he travels. Ballroom to ballroom. He goes from the ballroom. Well, you don't have one at the White House. So he goes to Mar-a-Lago, where there's a ballroom. And then he goes to his other resorts where there's ballrooms. He just goes, that's our president. He goes ballroom to ballroom to ballroom. Strictly Ballroom. That was a great movie, but now it's the sum of his whole presidency. Strictly Ballroom. It is so ridiculous. And it's not just Americans. It's not just that we're brain dead. I know a lot of people think, well, Americans are brain dead. The rest of the country and world is going all in on AI. They're not stopping it. The rest of the world has social media for the most part. They're not stopping it. The entire world has lost its mind. It's doing things that are counterintuitive to long-term human survival. Sociologists are watching us going, we don't want to live. It's just obvious. We don't want to live. Ballroom. We all need a ballroom. Do you have one? Have you got a ballroom? Know where you can get a ballroom? Then shut up. I don't have one. Maybe that's the answer to all of my trouble. Maybe I should sell everything and build a ballroom. And maybe I'll be happy then. I could do my own shows. So that'd be fun. I wouldn't have to worry about gigs. I could do them in my own ballroom. I'm sure there must be a place to live somewhere. I could live below the ballroom. I need to build a ballroom. That's obviously the answer to all of my troubles. I'll probably find a husband on the construction crew or something. So a ballroom is probably the answer to all of my troubles. Just like Donald Trump. Mass shooting, ballroom. Ballroom. I'm going to say that all day now. Ballroom. How are you? Ballroom. And what's an 83-year-old going to do with a ballroom? Because he'll be 83 when it's done. He's not going to dance. What's he going to do? Have a medical bed installed? He's demented. I'm sure he has frontal lobe dementia. I'm sure he does. Can you imagine how he's going to be when he's all, he's just going to be sitting around going, ballroom, ballroom. That's going to be how he ends his life. He'll be sitting somewhere blathering away, demented, going ballroom, 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 ballroom. Won't that be something? Someone, and by the way, he is not invited to the ball. Okay? He needs to stay home. He needs to be treated like the ugly stepsister, not invited to the ball. Okay? Other people can go to the ball, not him. Or J.D. Vance. Well, anybody. Kash Patel will be there drinking. Kash will be working the bar. In the ballroom. Kash will be the bartender. Kash Patel. He's a great bartender for the ballroom. Absolute ballroom. Who else will be? What will Christy Nome be? She'll be the coat check girl. Christy Nome will be coat check. Kash Patel will be the bartender. What will Pete Hegsbreth be? The bouncer. He'll be the ballroom bouncer. That's Pete Hegsbreth. He'll be the bouncer. And what'll JD Vance? There's no job for him in the ballroom. The DJ maybe? No. Who will be the DJ? Who will be the DJ in Trump's ballroom? Don Jr.? I don't know. Yeah. Any of his cabinet members scream DJ to you? Well, I wish it wasn't so fucking funny. I am Carell. Be who you want to be. So don't hurt anybody. Bye.
Yours. Listen daily to the Carellcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carellcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carellcast on your favorite streaming service.
showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near.